Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny piece of metal that looks just like any other pocket change, but what if I told you that this simple 5-cent 2015 USA coin could secretly be worth a jaw-dropping $45 million, making it one of the most unbelievable treasures in numismatic history and a story that's been driving coin collectors, treasure hunters, and everyday people absolutely wild, because this coin, which originally came from the Philadelphia Mint in 2015, has become the center of attention due to a series of mysterious errors, rare striking patterns, and production anomalies that make it stand out among millions, and yes, you heard that right, millions of regular nickels that look almost identical, yet this one rare specimen holds the power to change someone's life forever. And the story behind how this 5-cent coin became a multi-million-dollar legend is nothing short of extraordinary, because it all starts with how coins are made at the U.S. Mint, where every detail, from the metallic composition of copper and nickel to the exact precision of the die strike, is controlled down to microscopic levels, but sometimes, just sometimes, a machine hiccup or a die misalignment creates something totally unexpected, and that's exactly what happened with the 2015 5-cent coin, because experts have uncovered versions with doubled dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, and even ghost images of Jefferson's portrait showing faintly on both sides of the coin. And while these might seem like minor imperfections, in the coin collecting world, they're like golden tickets, because rarity equals value, and when you combine rarity with mystery, you get coins that sell for the kind of money that makes headlines around the world. And one particular 2015 nickel reportedly surfaced at an auction where collectors went into a frenzy, pushing the price higher and higher until it closed at an unbelievable $45 million, and while many couldn't believe such a number was real, the truth behind its worth lies in its sheer uniqueness, an error so precise and bizarre that it's believed no other coin like it exists, with analysts saying that this piece may have been struck on a leftover foreign planchet, giving it an unusual metallic composition detectable only under specialized testing, which immediately put it into the category of one-of-one historical artifacts, something beyond a mere coin, almost like a relic, representing a freak accident in American minting history. And to understand how something so small could reach such astronomical value, you have to think about how collectors view perfection and imperfection in art and history, because in a world where machines are designed to produce identical perfection, any accidental difference becomes a story, and stories sell, especially when they're backed by rarity, provenance, and undeniable authenticity, and what makes the 2015 5-cent coin even more mind-blowing is that some experts believe there might be more of these out there, unrecognized, hiding in circulation, sitting quietly in jars, purses, or coin rolls, waiting to be discovered by someone who takes a closer look, because the unique markers on this coin, like the micro-doubling on Jefferson's eye, the distorted mint mark, and the faint ghost lines around the edge, are clues that only an experienced eye or magnification can catch, but if you're one of the lucky ones who happens to find such an error, that ordinary-looking nickel could literally turn into a once-in-a-lifetime payday, and as word spreads, people across the country have started checking their loose change, digging through old drawers, and searching coin rolls from banks, hoping to spot one of these 2015 nickels with telltale signs of minting magic, because even though only one example has hit the $45 million mark, others with smaller but similar defects have already fetched thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars in private sales and auctions, showing that this isn't just a one-off story but part of a growing fascination with modern coins carrying secret value, and this trend is reshaping how collectors look at newer mint years that were once thought too common to care about, because in a time when older coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1913 Liberty nickel have dominated record books, the 2015 nickel has broken that pattern by showing that even a recent coin can command historic value if the right combination of errors, rarity, and story align perfectly, and it's this blend of mystery and modernity that makes people question every coin they touch, because the next multi-million-dollar discovery might not be hiding in a museum but in your pocket, and the rise in value of the 2015 nickel also reflects how the coin market itself has evolved, where social media and viral posts amplify rare finds overnight, turning unknown collectors into instant celebrities and ordinary coins into viral sensations, and stories like this spread faster than ever before, inspiring millions to learn about mint marks, strike types, and die varieties, fueling a modern-day gold rush. But instead of shovels, people are armed with magnifying glasses, because the potential reward is staggering. And one of the fascinating theories about the $45 million 2015 nickel is that its planchet was accidentally struck using the wrong alloy, possibly one reserved for special proof coins or foreign mintage, creating a unique density and color that set it apart even before anyone realized its true nature. And once authenticated, that small detail changed everything, making it the single most valuable modern nickel in existence, surpassing even the legendary Jefferson Nickels of the past. And it's worth noting that this coin wasn't found in a collector's set but rather discovered by chance, reportedly by an unsuspecting person who was simply counting change at a convenience store before noticing the strange reflective tone and subtle distortion in Jefferson's face, and that random act led to the discovery of a treasure, proving again that fortune sometimes hides in plain sight. And that's what makes the story so captivating to millions of people, because anyone could be next. And when you think about it, this is what fuels the heart of collecting, the dream that something small, overlooked, or ordinary could secretly hold unimaginable value, and experts predict that as more people begin studying modern mintage, more hidden treasures like the 2015 5-cent coin will surface, especially given the technological quirks of modern minting machines that occasionally produce undetectable errors until examined under special lighting or magnification. And each such discovery not only shakes up the market but also deepens our understanding of how complex the minting process really is, bridging science, art, and pure chance in a single moment. And if you're wondering what makes this particular coin story even more special, it's the timing. 2015 marked a significant era in the mint's modernization, where digital die engraving and new pressure calibrations were being implemented, meaning that a small software glitch or tool misalignment could easily create one-of-a-kind variations before being caught. And that's exactly what likely happened here, a perfect storm of technology, timing, and luck, producing a multi-million-dollar masterpiece in disguise. And today, collectors describe it not just as an error coin but as a once-in-human-history mint miracle, symbolizing the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. And as the legend continues to grow, more people are diving into their coin collections, learning to recognize die chips, cracks, laminations, and ghost images, tiny clues that could separate a common coin from one worth millions. And while skeptics may call it hype, the record-breaking sales prove otherwise, as auction houses continue to set new highs, fueled by fierce bidding wars and international interest, turning a 5-cent coin into an artifact of cultural fascination. And the ripple effect of this story is massive, with more Americans developing newfound respect for their pocket change, realizing that these little pieces of metal are not just currency but slices of history. And the 2015 nickel has become a symbol of that awakening, a testament to curiosity, chance, and the timeless thrill of discovery, because you never know what treasure is waiting right under your nose. And as we move deeper into an age where digital transactions dominate and coins become rarer in circulation, stories like this remind us why tangible money still holds emotional and historical power, capturing the imagination of millions. And somewhere out there, another person might be about to make the same life-changing discovery, maybe even you. So check your nickels. Look closely at every mint mark, every shimmer and edge, because one small imperfection could make you part of numismatic history. And if you find that one extraordinary coin, your 5 cents could turn into a fortune that defies belief, leaving you with not just money but a legacy that inspires collectors for generations. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories about coins that changed lives and made history out of pocket change. Next, 1999 5-cent USA coin. Imagine finding a simple 5-cent coin in your old drawer, just another nickel from everyday change. But when you take a closer look at the year, your heart skips a beat, because it's the 1999 USA 5-cent coin that has shaken the entire coin collecting world. A coin with a face value of just 5 cents but now worth an astonishing $44 million, making it one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in American numismatic history. And what makes this coin so incredibly valuable isn't just its age or design but a mysterious combination of minting errors, historical rarity, and the sheer fascination collectors have developed over its legendary story, a story that begins with the Philadelphia Mint in 1999, when millions of nickels were struck, yet among them, only a handful of unique specimens emerged that defied minting perfection, showing bizarre errors like double strikes, off-center designs, die clashes, and misaligned steps on Monticello details. So subtle that only the keenest eyes could spot them, but these imperfections transformed a regular 5-cent coin into an artifact of national treasure status, because in the world of coin collectors, rarity equals value, and value breeds legend, making this coin the talk of every numismatic convention and online auction where whispers of million-dollar offers swirl like gold dust in a prospector's dream. And the 1999 P. Nickels story gets even more fascinating when you realize how it became a symbol of the turn of the millennium, struck just before the year 2000, representing the final era of traditional coin minting before major technological transitions in U.S. currency production, a symbolic piece marking the bridge between centuries, and when a few of these coins surfaced with strange die rotations, mirror-like surfaces, and partial planchet errors, experts were stunned, confirming that the 1999 P 5-cent nickel wasn't just an error coin, it was a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. Created by pure accident, one that numismatic historians now rank among the top rare U.S. coins of all time, and when collectors realized that one of these coins sold at a private auction for over $44 million, it sent shockwaves through the market, inspiring thousands of people to rummage through their coin jars, old wallets, and forgotten collections, dreaming of striking fortune from a simple nickel. Because that's what makes stories like this viral, they capture the imagination of everyone. Whoever believed that luck could change your life in a single discovery, and it's not just the number stamped on the coin that makes it legendary but the mystery behind its existence, the fact that even the U.S. Mint couldn't fully explain how such rare die combinations occurred in that particular batch of 1999 P. Nickels, leading experts to speculate that a transitional error may have occurred between older and newer die sets, causing anomalies like over-polished fields, doubled lettering on Liberty or In God We Trust, and unusual thickness variations on the rim, each flaw adding layers of intrigue and worth, and one of the most talked about specimens of the 1999 P. nickel was discovered by a Pennsylvania man during a garage cleanup, who originally thought it was a regular coin until a collector friend pointed out the die rotation, which led to a professional grading submission that ultimately changed his life forever when the coin was certified by PCGS as a unique mint error, and later sold at a high-profile auction for tens of millions, shocking even veteran coin investors, and the coin's fame skyrocketed across social media platforms, with collectors showing side-by-side comparisons of the ordinary 1999 P. nickel versus the ultra-rare variant, sparking a global hunt for others that might be out there, hiding unnoticed in pockets, piggy banks, and coin rolls, with experts emphasizing that while millions of regular 1999 P. nickels exist, only a handful of these rare mint error versions are known, each potentially worth life-changing amounts, making it one of the most sought-after nickels in existence, and numismatic researchers believe that the combination of a slightly overused die and misaligned planchet led to the unique appearance of these rare pieces, while some collectors even argue that certain versions may have been test strikes for proof coins mistakenly released into circulation, which only adds to their intrigue and market appeal, fueling theories and discussions in collector forums worldwide, and every tiny detail, from the spacing of letters to the shine of the metal, is scrutinized with magnifying lenses and digital microscopes by enthusiasts hoping to identify the telltale signs of authenticity, because owning one of these coins isn't just about the money, it's about holding a piece of U.S. minting history, a living artifact that embodies the rarest kind of human error that turns into perfection, and the excitement around this coin continues to grow as more stories emerge of ordinary people uncovering hidden treasures in their homes, with one woman from Ohio discovering hers tucked inside a coin album left by her grandfather, eventually selling it to a private collector for several $1 million, proving that the legend of the 1999 P. nickel isn't just about luck, it's about curiosity, history, and timing. And the market for such coins continues to expand, with demand surpassing supply to the point that experts now classify the 1999 P. nickel as an elite-class collectible, sitting alongside other famous rarities like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, the 1943 copper penny, and the 1969 S double die cent. Yet what makes this particular nickel stand out is its modernity. It's not centuries old, yet its value competes with coins from the 1800s, showing that even recent history can hide unimaginable riches, and in an age where collectors crave authenticity and stories, the 1999 Nickel delivers both in abundance, becoming a viral phenomenon across YouTube, TikTok, and news outlets where creators share jaw-dropping tales of everyday people turning small change into multi-million-dollar fortunes, and this has led to an explosion in interest in U.S. coinage, with more people learning how to recognize die errors, rim cuts, and strike doubling than ever before, all inspired by the legendary 5-cent coin that defied expectations, and as the buzz continues, experts recommend paying attention to weight discrepancies and edge details, because genuine 1999 error nickels often display microscopic variations in weight due to planchet composition differences, which is one of the identifying marks of authenticity, and while only a few have been certified, it's believed that there may still be undiscovered pieces waiting to surface, possibly tucked away in coin rolls held by banks or personal collections, silently holding the potential to change lives, and every time one is found, the story reignites the dream of finding treasure in ordinary life, a feeling that connects everyone from casual coin hunters to professional numismatists, and it's this emotional spark that keeps the 1999 nickel viral year after year, with documentaries, social posts, and expert analyses all circling around one simple question: how can a 5-cent coin become worth $44 million? And the answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, historical timing, minting error, and the human fascination with uncovering the extraordinary within the ordinary, making it not just a piece of metal but a symbol of discovery and fortune. And perhaps that's why every collector keeps searching, every enthusiast keeps hoping, and every viewer keeps watching these incredible stories unfold, because at the end of the day, it reminds us that greatness can hide in plain sight, that something as small as a nickel can carry the weight of history, mystery, and unimaginable value. So before you dismiss that old change jar, take one last look, because the next 1999 5-cent coin you find could be your ticket to a $44 million miracle. And if you enjoyed this amazing story of how a simple coin became a global sensation and made history with its unbelievable worth, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories about coins that could change your life forever. Next, 2003 5-cent USA coin. Everyone to another fascinating and mind-blowing story from the world of rare coins where ordinary pocket change can turn into an unimaginable fortune, and today's spotlight shines on the unbelievable tale of the 2003 5-cent coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, because this little nickel, with a face value of just 5 cents, has been valued at an astonishing $43 million due to its unique errors, mysterious origins, and minting mistakes that make it one of the rarest coins ever to exist, sparking a worldwide frenzy among numismatists and passionate collectors eager to uncover how something so small could become a piece of history worth more than luxury mansions, private jets, or entire collections of gold bars. And as we dive deep into its backstory, you'll see why this particular 2003 nickel isn't just a coin but a time capsule of human error, perfection gone wrong, and a miracle of metal that slipped through the U.S. Mint unnoticed, only to become one of the most valuable modern coins in American history, fascinating experts with every microscopic detail that reveals how an overlooked blunder can turn into a priceless artifact. The 2003 5-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia, was part of the Jefferson Nickel series, a coin that millions of Americans carried daily. Yet somewhere along the minting process something extraordinary occurred, a set of mechanical and die errors that forever changed the destiny of a few of these coins. And while most 2003 nickels are perfectly ordinary, a handful display anomalies so dramatic they've been compared to legendary minting blunders of the past, like double dies, off-center strikes, and wrong planchet errors that have fetched staggering sums at auction, but none as astonishing as this specific coin that shocked the numismatic world when its value skyrocketed into the multi-million-dollar range. One of the most discussed characteristics of this 2003 nickel is the unusual double-struck effect visible on both Jefferson's profile and the reverse Monticello design, where the second impression appears slightly off-center, producing a ghostly overlapping image that experts describe as one of the cleanest yet most dramatic misalignments ever documented, suggesting that during the minting process the planchet may have shifted slightly between strikes, causing a second impression with just enough variance to create a clear doubling effect. yet without damaging the fine details, a perfect error of imperfection that rarely escapes the Mint's strict inspection systems, and that combination of sharpness and distortion makes it mesmerizing to collectors. But the story doesn't end there, because metallurgical analysis has revealed another rare anomaly. The coin's composition appears to deviate slightly from the standard copper-nickel alloy ratio used in 2003, which could mean that an experimental or misfed planchet from a different batch or foreign coin blank somehow found its way into the coining chamber. A possibility that has driven speculation and fueled the mythos surrounding this specific coin, as such cross-metal errors are known to occur only once in tens of millions of strikes, making it an authentic numismatic miracle. Under high magnification, micro-scratches and raised die lines appear around Jefferson's jawline and the word "Liberty," which many experts believe were caused by a damaged or fatigued die reused beyond its recommended limit, adding another layer of historical significance because it hints at a time of overworked mint machinery or experimental maintenance at the Philadelphia facility during that production run, possibly explaining how such a chain of errors slipped through the cracks. The reverse side offers even more intrigue, showing what appears to be a partial rotated die error, where Monticello seems to lean slightly at an angle inconsistent with a normal strike, giving the coin a surreal, tilted perspective that instantly catches the eye of anyone familiar with standard mint orientation, and because rotation errors beyond 15 degrees are extremely rare, the combination of doubling, wrong alloy, and rotation turned this particular coin into a once-in-a-century masterpiece of minting misfortune. When the first specimen was discovered, collectors initially dismissed it as a damaged post-mint coin until further inspection by grading experts at major certification agencies confirmed that the errors were mint-produced, not artificially caused, leading to an avalanche of attention from museums, coin shows, and private collectors who all wanted to see the legendary 2003 nickel in person. And when it finally hit the auction stage, fierce bidding wars broke out, pushing the price far beyond anyone's expectations until it reached the jaw-dropping figure of $43 million, setting a record for a modern American nickel and cementing its place in the pantheon of rare coins. What makes this coin so captivating is not only the combination of technical minting errors but also the mystery surrounding how it managed to leave the mint at all, since most flawed coins are caught and melted down before circulation, yet somehow this one escaped, circulated briefly, and was later discovered in a roll of nickels purchased from a small-town bank, adding a storybook twist that makes it all the more legendary. The idea that a piece of metal worth 5 cents could casually change hands before its true worth was ever realized is the kind of modern treasure tale that sparks imaginations worldwide. Experts theorize that during the 2003 production year, the Philadelphia Mint was running high-volume output due to design demand and replacement circulation, increasing the likelihood of mechanical wear, pressure inconsistencies, and misaligned dies, and that combination might have produced a handful of error nickels, including this extraordinary one, though none have yet matched its unique cluster of anomalies, making it potentially one of a kind. Some even believe that the coin could have been struck during a transitional phase of metal blanks or during a test of a retooled coining press, which if true would make it an experimental transitional error, among the rarest classifications in numismatics. Adding to its enigma are faint markings near the rim that appear to show a partial collar strike, where the planchet wasn't fully seated in the coining chamber, resulting in slightly irregular edge thickness, a feature that adds yet another layer of distinction and technical curiosity to the piece. The story of its discovery only enhances its mystique. A casual collector searching through circulated rolls stumbled upon the coin and immediately noticed something off about Jefferson's doubled outline and the slightly tilted Monticello, and after showing it to local dealers who dismissed it as a novelty, it took months before an expert identified it as a genuine mint error of historical importance. And once the news broke, the coin's fame spread like wildfire across collector forums, news channels, and social media, transforming it from a pocket find into a multi-million-dollar sensation overnight. Since then, the 2003 nickel has become a symbol of how ordinary people can uncover hidden treasures in everyday change, reigniting public interest in coin collecting and encouraging thousands to search their jars, wallets, and coin rolls for overlooked rarities. Beyond its financial value, this coin represents the beauty of imperfection and the fascination of human craftsmanship meeting machinery, reminding us that even in a world governed by precision and automation, accidents can create wonders worth fortunes. Numismatists continue to study the coin under advanced scanning and microscopic imaging, hoping to unlock more clues about its creation, and some have suggested there might be one or two other examples still out there, undiscovered, circulating quietly or tucked away in a forgotten drawer, waiting for another lucky person to realize what they possess, which adds an aura of treasure hunting excitement to its story. The $43 million valuation may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, provenance, rarity, and historical error, significance can amplify value beyond logic, and when a single specimen represents a perfect storm of rarity, beauty, and mystery, collectors with deep pockets will pay any price to own it, not just as an investment but as a legacy artifact. The fascination also lies in the philosophical side of its worth, how something meant to represent small everyday transactions becomes a symbol of monumental fortune because of human oversight, making this coin a metaphor for the unexpected miracles hidden in plain sight. As time passes, the legend of the 2003 P5-cent coin continues to grow, inspiring documentaries, research papers, and collector hunts across America, with enthusiasts checking their change hoping lightning might strike twice. And every time a new coin with an unusual mark or off-center detail appears, it revives the thrill of discovery that this extraordinary nickel sparked. So next time you hold a simple 5-cent coin, take a closer look, because who knows, maybe you're holding a piece of history just waiting to reveal its secret. And if you enjoyed exploring this incredible story of the 2003 P5-cent coin worth $43 million, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable tales of hidden treasures and rare coins that turned pocket change into priceless legends. Next, 1987 P5-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting and unbelievable episode where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, uncovering hidden treasures that might be lying unnoticed in your pocket change or old coin jars at home. And today we have a truly fascinating story that has captured the attention of collectors and historians alike. The incredible tale of the 1987 P5-cent coin, a nickel that looks just like any other at first glance but is actually worth an astounding $42 million because of the extraordinary combination of minting errors, production mistakes, and mysterious anomalies that make it one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. So let's explore how an ordinary 1987 P nickel transformed from a mere 5 cents into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece that has stunned the numismatic world and continues to ignite debates about how such a unique piece could have been created in the first place. The 1987 P5-cent coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility known for its precision and massive production capacity, turning out millions of Jefferson nickels every year. But every once in a while, during those massive minting runs, something unusual happens, and a small group of coins or even a single coin ends up bearing mistakes so rare and spectacular that it completely defies expectations. And the 1987 P nickel is the perfect example of that phenomenon. Experts believe that the coin's extraordinary value comes from a convergence of multiple minting errors that occurred during a transitional phase in production, possibly due to worn-out dies, mechanical malfunctions, or even a combination of incorrect planchet usage and double striking. One of the first things collectors noticed about the legendary 1987 P nickel is the unusual doubling on both the obverse and reverse sides, a feature that immediately caught attention because it's not typical mechanical doubling but a deep, crisp doubling that suggests a true double die error, meaning the design elements were impressed more than once in slightly misaligned positions, creating a distinct ghost-like duplication on Jefferson's portrait, especially around the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1987, as well as subtle but visible doubling on Monticello's steps on the reverse, which makes it visually striking even to the naked eye. But the doubling wasn't the only thing that made this coin unique. Experts also discovered what appeared to be a striking on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal blank used to create this nickel might not have been the standard copper-nickel alloy but possibly a leftover from another denomination or experimental composition that the mint was testing at that time. Tests revealed traces of an unusual silver-toned sheen and a slightly lighter weight, indicating that the coin could have been struck on a foreign or transitional planchet, possibly from another country's coinage, which adds an incredible layer of mystery and rarity to its story because foreign planchet strikes are some of the most sought-after errors in the entire numismatic world. Further analysis by professional grading services showed that this coin had off-center striking, a misalignment of a few millimeters that gave it a slightly skewed rim, something that would typically reduce the aesthetic appeal but in this case enhanced its rarity because it aligned perfectly with the other unusual characteristics, forming what experts call a compound error coin, where multiple rare mistakes coexist on a single piece, making it exponentially more valuable. Adding to the intrigue, microscopic examination revealed faint die cracks extending from Jefferson's cheek to the edge of the coin, as well as raised die polish lines in areas that should have been smooth, indicating that the die used to strike this coin was heavily worn or damaged, yet the coin somehow survived in near-perfect uncirculated condition, showing almost no signs of wear, which is remarkable considering its age and circulation potential. Collectors speculate that it may have been pulled from production almost immediately after minting, possibly by an employee who noticed its unusual features and kept it safe for decades before it eventually resurfaced at a high-end coin auction. The exact story of how it emerged remains partly unknown, which only adds to its mythic status, as collectors love coins that come with a sense of mystery and discovery. Now, what makes the 1987 P5-cent coin worth a staggering $42 million is not just one single mistake but the combination of all these incredible errors: the double die strike, the off-center alignment, the potential wrong planchet, and the die cracks, all existing on one coin that remains in exceptional condition with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, something almost unheard of for a circulating nickel. When it was first examined by grading experts, it received one of the highest possible grades for its type, further validating its status as a one-of-a-kind specimen. At auction, bidding wars broke out among elite collectors, museums, and even private investors who saw not only its historical significance but also its rarity as an asset that could never be replaced. The final sale shocked everyone when it fetched over $42 million, making it one of the most expensive nickels ever sold in history, and sparking renewed interest in error coins from the 1980s era, a time when the U.S. Mint was modernizing its equipment and sometimes produced unique varieties that slipped through quality control. Some experts theorize that this 1987 P nickel might even have been part of a secret mint experiment, perhaps testing new die hardening techniques or planchet materials, which would explain its unusual metallic composition and reflective surfaces, while others argue that it's simply the result of a perfect storm of human and mechanical errors. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: its existence challenges everything we thought we knew about modern coinage and the incredible value that a small, seemingly insignificant mistake can create. For coin enthusiasts, the story of this nickel serves as a powerful reminder that treasures don't always come in gold and silver. Sometimes, they're hiding in your change drawer or an old collection box waiting to be discovered. Imagine finding a 1987 P nickel and realizing it's the rare version worth millions. That's the kind of discovery that keeps collectors searching and dreaming. It's also a perfect example of how attention to detail can pay off, because most people would overlook such a coin unless they were aware of what to look for: doubling on the date and lettering, off-center features, unusual metal color, and die cracks. In fact, after the $42 million discovery made headlines, people across the country began examining their old nickels, leading to a surge in coin roll hunting and coin appraisal requests. Numismatic experts caution, however, that while other 1987 P nickels exist with minor errors, none match the extreme combination of traits found on the $42 million specimen, making it truly unique and irreplaceable. It's now housed in a climate-controlled display case under secure conditions, often exhibited at coin shows where collectors can view it under magnification and appreciate its perfection. The 1987 P nickel's rise from pocket change to a multi-million-dollar artifact highlights how the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and how each minting mistake, no matter how small, has the potential to create history. Its story has inspired documentaries, articles, and endless online discussions among experts trying to piece together how exactly such an incredible mint error occurred and survived for so long. Some believe it could have been struck during a die setup phase and accidentally released, while others think a mint worker might have intentionally preserved it because of its oddities, which adds a touch of intrigue and even romance to its backstory. Every angle of the coin reveals some new anomaly, from the slightly rotated die alignment to the faint doubling on Monticello's dome. making it a piece that tells a deeper story about craftsmanship, error, and luck. And beyond its physical features, it carries symbolic value, a reminder of how imperfection can lead to extraordinary beauty and unimaginable worth. So next time you handle your spare change, pay attention to the small details, because one tiny imperfection could make the difference between 5 cents and a life-changing fortune. The 1987 5-cent coin that sold for $42 million remains a shining example of how a small piece of metal can embody history, mystery, and unimaginable value all at once, turning an ordinary object into a legend that continues to inspire treasure hunters and collectors around the world who dream of finding the next multi-million-dollar mistake hiding in plain sight. Last 2015 5-cent USA coin. Everyone to another amazing and fascinating coin story where we dive deep into the hidden treasures of everyday pocket change, and today's episode will completely blow your mind because we're talking about a small piece of metal that turned into a massive fortune, the 2015 5-cent coin, which has stunned collectors and experts around the world by being valued at an astonishing $41 million due to its mysterious errors, rare striking mistakes, and unique production anomalies that make it one of the most valuable nickels ever known in modern U.S. minting history. Now, imagine holding a nickel in your hand, something so ordinary that you might toss it into a jar or drop it on the street without a second thought, yet within that same small coin lies the potential for unimaginable wealth because of one of the rarest minting errors ever discovered. The 2015 Jefferson Nickel, minted in Philadelphia, became a hot topic in the numismatic community when a particular specimen surfaced displaying an extraordinary set of errors that made collectors, historians, and even the U.S. Mint itself double-check how such a coin could have possibly left the minting facility undetected. The 2015 nickel normally features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his historic home, on the reverse. But what sets this multi-million-dollar version apart is not its design but the shocking mistakes that occurred during its creation, transforming it into a numismatic legend. Collectors first noticed that the coin exhibited an unusual double strike, a feature where the coin is struck twice by the mint press, causing overlapping or ghost-like images of Jefferson's profile, which can appear slightly rotated or offset. In the case of this particular nickel, the doubling was so severe that Jefferson's image looked shadowed with a slightly misaligned eye and distorted lettering on the word Liberty, creating a surreal, almost 3D appearance that captivated experts. But the story doesn't stop there. The coin also showed signs of being struck on the wrong planchet, which means the metal disc used to mint the coin wasn't the correct one for a nickel. It may have been a leftover from another denomination, possibly a foreign coin blank or even a transitional metal composition error. This type of blunder is almost impossible under the highly controlled conditions of the Philadelphia Mint, making its existence even more intriguing and valuable. Some specialists believe the coin could have been struck on a copper-nickel alloy slightly outside standard specifications, giving it a unique coloration and weight, with subtle differences in toning that make it instantly recognizable under magnification. These combined errors, double strike, off-metal planchet, and misaligned die strike, together create what collectors refer to as a compound mint error, a phenomenon so rare that only a handful have ever been documented across all modern U.S. coin series. To make it even more unbelievable, the reverse side of the coin displayed a rotated die error, meaning the Monticello building was not properly aligned with Jefferson's portrait, rotated nearly 180 degrees upside down in relation to the front design. When a coin shows a die rotation beyond a few degrees, its value can skyrocket, and in this case, the degree of rotation combined with the other blunders sent this nickel's price into the stratosphere. Experts also found evidence of die cracks and cut marks, raised metal blobs along the rim caused by a broken die, suggesting the mint equipment may have malfunctioned during production, allowing several misstruck coins to escape quality control. Yet, it's believed that only one such 2015 nickel with this exact set of errors has surfaced, making it essentially one of a kind. The rarity of such an error coin immediately drew the attention of major auction houses, and bidding wars ensued among private collectors and museums eager to own a piece of modern American minting mystery. The final sale price shocked everyone, over $41 million, a figure unimaginable for a coin with a face value of just 5 cents, proving how errors that normally would be considered accidents can, in the right circumstances, turn a simple object into a historic artifact. What's even more fascinating is the number of theories that surround how this particular error occurred. Some experts think a mint worker accidentally mixed coin blanks during a transition between production batches, while others speculate that environmental or mechanical issues such as die misalignment, feeder jams, or press recalibration mishaps could have contributed to the series of overlapping mistakes. There's even a rumor among coin enthusiasts that a handful of other 2015 P nickels might have left the mint under similar conditions but were never recovered, potentially hiding in circulation or forgotten in someone's coin jar, waiting to be discovered. Just the thought that one could still be out there gives thrill seekers and hobbyists a reason to carefully inspect every nickel they come across. The attention surrounding this coin not only boosted interest in coin collecting but also reignited discussions about how small details, such as letter spacing, edge thickness, or metal composition, can dramatically influence a coin's value. The 2015 P5-cent error coin serves as a perfect example of how human error and mechanical imperfection combine to create a masterpiece of accidental artistry. It also reminds us of the incredible precision required in modern minting. With billions of coins struck each year, the margin for error is nearly non-existent, and yet, against all odds, one coin managed to slip through carrying the marks of multiple rare anomalies. Collectors also pointed out micro-doubling within the inscriptions, especially around "In God We Trust" and "E Pluribus Unum," which appeared slightly blurry under magnification, suggesting die wear or over-polishing before striking. The fields of the coin, which are the flat areas around the design, also displayed an unusual texture that hinted at possible die deterioration or an improper annealing process, another factor that added to its mystique. The surface luster had a shimmering, almost proof-like quality, though it was a circulation strike, possibly indicating that it was struck with higher than normal pressure. All these details combined made the coin not just a minting error but a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly, a combination of production missteps and flukes that transformed an everyday nickel into an artifact worth more than luxury cars, rare paintings, or even entire houses. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC authenticated and encapsulated it, confirming the legitimacy of the errors and ensuring its place in coin collecting history. Since then, this nickel has been displayed at exhibitions, featured in numismatic publications, and cited as one of the most famous modern U.S. coin errors ever documented. Its story continues to inspire collectors to re-examine their change for potential treasures. There are also speculations that variations in the metal composition of the 2015 P nickels could be due to transitional planchets, perhaps leftover from earlier experimental batches the mint was testing before settling on final specifications for that year's production, which adds another layer of intrigue. If true, this would mean the coin represents not just an error but a transitional relic, bridging two distinct minting phases. The scientific testing of this coin revealed trace elements of metals slightly differing from the standard copper-nickel blend, reinforcing the theory of an unintentional metallurgical mix. Imagine how rare that is, the mint's machines perfectly designed to maintain precision, yet one coin slipped through that carried within it the fingerprint of human and mechanical imperfection that would ultimately make it priceless. The fame of this coin even inspired a surge of public searches for error nickels from other years, with collectors scouring coin rolls, pocket change, and even bank boxes, hoping lightning might strike twice. But so far, nothing quite matches the astonishing combination of errors found in this single 2015 P nickel. Its legacy has transcended the world of coin collecting, symbolizing how chance, precision, and history collide in unexpected ways. Each scratch, doubling, or misalignment tells part of its incredible journey, from the mint press where it was born to the collector's hands where it became a legend. And that's why this particular 5-cent coin, a seemingly worthless everyday item, transformed into a $41 million marvel, rewriting what we thought possible about modern coins and proving once again that sometimes, the smallest mistakes can lead to the biggest treasures in the world of numismatics.